Okay, so microLEAP is a Sharia-compliant and conventional peer-to-peer financing platform. Favorite example is your makcik in Kuala Pilah that needs 10,000 ringgit. Instead of going to a bank, will come to our platform and be funded by 100 people. So we connect lenders, or what we call investors, on our platform to issuers who are the borrowers on our platform. Okay, let me tell you a story about Makcik Noor. She's a pisang growing stall owner. She needs 15,000 ringgit. It's a 30-year family business. She's making revenue, and she formally registered her business 2 years ago. But she does not meet the bank's minimum 3-year requirements, and her bank loan was actually rejected. So Makcik Noor is not alone in this. There's a 90 billion funding gap for MSMEs in Malaysia. And how we solved that problem is we gave Makcik Noor a very simple online process where she had to be in operations for only 6 months, and the impact on her business was huge. It was her first ever financing. She spent money on stall renovation and online ads. We had 40 people investing in her business or lending into her business, and she saw 30% increase in sales after the financing. In fact, she was funded within 2 days. So these are the kind of things that we are trying to help achieve and solve. So my expertise is banking, so I know loans and I know investments. So I wanted to go into an industry where you really help the small players, the small local companies, which is why we call ourselves microLEAP. You know, your small amount of investments or loans you give a small company gives them that next leap into the next stage of their business cycle. I was looking around, wanted to do microfinancing, and then I found out that Malaysia was the first country in Asia to regulate P2P or peer-to-peer financing, which is great. So did my research, went around to all these SE events, found out how things are done, applied for the license, and thankfully, alhamdulillah, we were one of the next batch of 5 P2P financing operators that were given the license. It started slow in the beginning, but once we actually launched our Sharia-compliant products, the growth was exponential. Help small businesses get much needed financing. They can't go to the banks, so banks concentrate on the bigger ticket items. So we are here to pick up all the companies that has fallen through the net of traditional banking and give them this alternative financing. So that's the real number one key focus for us, is to help your makcik get that 10,000 ringgit for her business. I wouldn't hire these two. I think one of the things that I would probably do is to expand the team more quickly. We started slow because we were cautious, but now that we have the steps involved, the SOPs, etc., we know exactly what needs to be done. So now I can really accelerate our growth. If I'd known, of course, 3 years, 4 years what we needed to do, then I would have expanded the team much more quickly than it is now. So I think the industry, the requirements for alternative financing is huge. There is still a 90 billion funding cap for micro and small medium enterprises in Malaysia, and there's a definite need for it. Even Bank Negara has seen that. They gave out 5 licenses to the digital banks, as well as to the traditional banks. You got microfinance institutions like Amanah Ikhtiar, you got Tukun and all these other government-linked funders giving out grants. So there is an actual need for financing. Things are just not reaching out to the correct people. Maybe the credit requirements are too high, are too strict. So there's always a need for financing. For us, it's the balance of how do we onboard as many companies on a platform that we know will survive and will do well. Unfortunately, we cannot help everyone, so sometimes we have to reject some companies. But those that we know that will do well and have got tick in all the right places are the ones that we really try to help. So I think it's going to grow, and there's going to be more competitors coming into the market. But I think that the pie is big enough for everyone to have a share. So I think it's a good thing that they're opening up the sector. So for me, as a founder, always look around for a co-founder to bounce off ideas. I found my co-founder through LinkedIn. I call it LinkedIn dating. So I had a set of requirements what I needed for a co-founder. Looked at some profiles on LinkedIn. Tried to give them a message saying, look, I'm trying to build a new platform. Do you have some time to chat? Maybe you can come in as a co-founder. I got in touch with one of the ex-CEO of Amna Ikcha Malaysia, the largest microfinance institution in Malaysia. And we got chatting and he gave me some good ideas, and so I brought him on board as a co-founder. So always look for, you can't do it alone. You need people to bounce off your ideas. So try to find the right co-founder and then try build the right founding team.